founding car. This time again from the ZC33S Suzuki Sport Hybrid. Driving it around some rural areas, a little bit of city, a little bit of more of agricultural environment. The Netherlands is losing their farmers because their life is made almost impossible due to, they say, a nitrogen crisis, before that the CO2 crisis and taxes that were based upon that. So there is a purpose that they want to reduce these effects on the environment, they say. But it might be that they have
de rotonde bij de eerste afrit.
a separate motive that is going a lot further, and that would be that they want what the farmers have, namely the ground, and they want to use it for other purposes, to hold instead of animal cattle and farmland, they want to use it for human cattle, which they can tax, or they want to reduce the autonomy, because farmers, they are like regular people. Only farmers, they can make their own food, they can harvest their own food, they can have animals that produce products, so they are self-sufficient in a way. And those attributes together could be the reason that they are striving to reduce the farmers. And if it's happening in the Netherlands, which is I think the second biggest exporter of farm products worldwide, it can happen on many different levels in other countries as well. And the thing is, it could also be that they strive that the countries need to work together, because one country has farmland and the other country has something else. But this is playing with fire, of course, as we also seen in the Netherlands in the past, the world wars, especially World War II. They had cities which were far less big as the cities that we have now in the Netherlands. So the amount of people has risen in the Netherlands and the farmland has decreased. But in the past, people from the big cities, they walked over to Brabant region, which is a farmers region, or Limburg region, or the regions towards Zeeland part of Zeeland, as we call it in the Netherlands, or they went upwards to Groningen and Friesland, so all the agricultural parts they went to. And why is that? Because there was not enough food in the cities, and the cities don't produce anything, they are just consuming. They don't produce any agricultural products such as grain or meat from animals or eggs, etc. But in the agricultural parts they did, and they also had flower beets. So for example from tulips or other flowers, because they were starving, they even ate those bulbs. But if that land is now decreasing and they reintroduce it as
Verlaat de rotonde na 300 meter bij de tweede afrit en volg de M264 verder.
Additional cities or at least municipalities where they are going to put a lot of people, the amount of people in the Netherlands will rise even further. So the amount of people is rising and rising, and the farmland is decreasing and decreasing. So what would happen? What would happen if there is another war, or there is something else that you cannot get the food from other countries, or other countries are taxing you extremely high for that same food? What will happen? people will get into big problems. They will starve. Even in a westernized country as Netherlands, this is really a big risk to take.
Verlaat de rotonde bij de tweede afrit.
And because of that mechanism, and combined with the expenses that are rising, so the energy prices are rising. There is a war already, in Ukraine, where Russia is fighting, and also some of the other countries of Europe
Volg de weg 3
play a
kilometer.
role because they supply some parts. So it could be that in a while that war also will come here, and then what do you get? You will get a lot of troubles. A more important thing than what I just described is that the Bible tells us there will be, there are the writers of the apocalypse, and one of the writers is also holding how do you say that, a balance to weigh things, and the thing is that they had a text accompanying it, and that you could get 1 liter of grain for a day's work. So that 1 liter of grain will result in just enough food to come by. But you don't have a roof then, because you also have to pay for the roof. You cannot have days off anymore. You want a roof over your head, so a house. You need clothing, you need something to drink. Perhaps you need a source of energy, for example warmth, or you need to, for your day's work, you need to travel, you need a car or something else. That's all not included. So you can imagine, and if the Bible tells us that, it's just prophecy which will come true. So there will be big problems, and reducing the amount of farmers will further help spiral down in that downward spiral. And of course there could be reasons, as the reason as I told you in the introduction, but the effect is negative. It's very negative, but everyone decides for its own. But it is something that just put some thoughts in my head which I wanted to share with you. It's not a political view,
M264 verder.
because you see this is happening in countries worldwide. It's just some thoughts that are popping in my mind.
400 meter rechts aan. Verlaat
also,
daarna de rotonde bij de eerste afrit en volg de M264 verder.
sorry for that. And also some examples of the Netherlands what really happened in the past and can happen again, or in a bigger scale, bigger problems. I hope this helps. Found a car.
Verlaat
Out.
daarna de rotonde bij de